Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I have got Tess snoring, put herself to bed very early, and I have the Knights Templar Tarot on the tarot table because today we are looking at service and the concept of service, because another day, another outrage as far as the Harkles are concerned, and today the particular outrage affects my country, South Africa, directly, because the news has broken that Prince Harry will be giving a keynote address, a speech at the United Nations General Assembly on the 18th of July, which is Nelson Mandela's birthday. It is Mandela Day. And in South Africa, it's taken very seriously. People give 67 minutes of their day, of their time, in service to others in honour of Nelson Mandela's 67 years of service that he gave to our country, South Africa. And so there's some pretty irate South Africans out there who are quite indignant that Prince Harry, somebody who has signally failed to live a life of service, abandoned his duty and went to live in America, live the life of luxury and ease with his Netflix deals and whatever else, is now being invited to give a speech on International Mandela Day, the United Nations General Assembly. It is a very informal gathering. It's not a huge big deal by all accounts, although it's being puffed up to be 10 o'clock in the morning. Most people won't take much notice of it. The wife will be there by all accounts in, no doubt, a very expensive Dior outfit. Oh, and the dog has come to talk. And the cards are so incensed by what is going on. I have to say that I am not incensed. I'm beyond being incensed at this point. That one of them has actually flown off the table, and I'm going to have to stop this recording to go and fish it out. Well, if I had been live on camera, that would have been quite funny. The card that went flying, and I really had to climb under the table and fish it out from the tight spot it got wedged in, is the Queen of Wands. The Meghan Markle card, the fire sign woman. Fascinating. Anyway, we'll carry on shuffling as I carry on talking. And the theme of this year's Mandela Day, International Mandela Day, is do what you can with what you have where you are. So I'm going to be asking the tarot today, and through the tarot I'm going to be talking to Universe and asking Universe what the Harkles have done to deserve this, really, what Universe thinks about what the Harkles have done in terms of charity and humanitarian work and all the rest of it. They're very loud in their own praise about what humanitarians they are. But let's see what Universe thinks of them today. And so I'm going to be doing a 7-card reading. We're going to look and see why, whose idea it was. Was this the Harkles' idea, or were they approached by the Mandela Foundation to give this speech? What Universe thinks of their charitable efforts so far. Why Harry was chosen and not Meghan Markle. She, of course, has addressed the United Nations before when she was campaigning to woo a prince. That's my personal opinion, and let's remind you right now of the disclaimer in the box below. This is all my personal opinion, tarot reading for entertainment purposes. Please don't take it too seriously. Please do your own research and come to your own conclusions. And so why not Meghan? Why Harry? How she feels about the fact that she's just going to be there in her latest very expensive couture outfit. And then, of course, why they're doing this, why they need to be doing this, what's going on. We have Earthshot coming up soon in the United States. Perhaps that's got something to do with it. And then the outcome. Hopefully they won't Markle Mandela Day. But we'll see how people fall for this, whether people do fall for it or couldn't be bothered, or what effect it's going to have on the world. And from the Harkles' point of view, because this reading is from the Harkles' point of view, we get the 6 of Swords in reverse as the underlying energy of this reading. And that is sailing away from your sea of troubles. The 6 of Swords when it's upright, but the card has come out in the reverse. The Harkles are stuck in their sea of troubles and haven't been able to move on from it. And we get this very, very often at the moment in readings that I do on Harry and Meghan. And this is the idea that they have made a bit of a mess for themselves with their desire to rush away from the royal family. The 6 of Swords is the card of international travel, and they have made a mess of things and they are stuck and desperately trying to unstick themselves from the mess that they have made. And let's see, the heart of the matter, the issue, the signifier for the situation right now, the King of Cups in reverse. And who is the King of Cups? But of course, Nelson Mandela. He was a Cancerian, and there he is, the King of Cups, and it's in reverse. So it tells me immediately that the universe thinks that they are dishonoring Mandela Day. And I really, I feel a very harsh energy when I say that, a very disapproving energy. And I always meditate on these readings. I always write down my questions so that they're very clear. The universe knows what's going on, because sometimes when I'm doing the readings I lose track a bit of what is coming up next. It's quite hard to separate my current energy from my previous energy in terms of ideas that I had, but very specifically, I wanted the universe to come through in this reading and give its opinion on the Harkles. It just has given a massive thumbs down to the Harkles with that King of Cups in reverse, dishonoring Nelson Mandela on Mandela Day. I feel a very, very serious energy, very severe judgment in that card. As the snoring goes on in the background. Tess doesn't care, but we do. Well, I do, and many other people I know do as well. So let's see, whose big idea was this? Was this the Harkles? Did they approach and say, please, 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 we've already got an NAACP award which we bought, allegedly. Can we please now be associated with Nelson Mandela? Or did it work the other way around, where they actually approached and said, come on, you're so famous, you're so wonderful, you're such humanitarians, this is your big chance. How did it go? Four of Cups in reverse, and the Four of Cups in reverse is you know that you've rejected something, and you now want to have another chance at it. It's regret at what has gone before. You can see here in the desert, this man is being offered this bowl of soothing balm, of something lovely to drink. And he's no doubt thirsty and hot and bothered, but he is waving the woman away and saying, go away, I don't care, not interested. But when the card is in the reverse, he's sitting there under the date palm, and he is thinking, oh, drat, I wish I had actually agreed and accepted that very kind and generous offer. I don't think that the Mandela Foundation was making the kind and generous offer. I think that the Harkles have realized that they have swatted away some kind and generous offers in the past, and now want an opportunity to remedy what they have done wrong. And so, I know what, let's make a speech at the United Nations. It worked so well before for Megan. She made the speech, and the next minute she was the bride. The corpse bride, as some people like to say. There's pictures of her walking down the aisle. No carpet. She didn't bother to get a carpet. It's all very dark. It's all very gloomy. And it looks pretty sinister in some of the camera angles. But don't know why I'm talking about that now. This is about regret. This is about remorse, about the way they have behaved in the past. And let's try and do better. Let's try and have a do-over and remedy our mistakes, our reputation that we have harmed. So let's see what universe has to say about the Harkles as humanitarians. This card here, 8 of Wands in reverse. The 8 of Wands is movement and action and doing. It's very much a doing card. 8s are busy cards. After the pause that the 7s represent in the tarot, it's time for reflection, time for thought, consideration. Then come the 8s, movement, swift movement when it's the 8 of Wands. Busy, 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 sending messages out, doing stuff. It's very dynamic energy and unblocking energy, but the card has come out in the reverse. This tells me that universe thinks that they haven't done anything, because the 8 of Wands in reverse is a stagnant energy. It's a no action energy. It's all talk and no action, really. When you get the 8 of Wands in reverse, it's a blocked energy. It's really just a negative energy. So universe says that they're full of it. They're full of talk, but they haven't actually done anything dynamic at all. Eight of Wands is one of the great PR cards as well, and sending out your message, busy, busy, busy with your messages, your Hotmail account, your whatever you are. If you are Meghan Markle, burning the midnight oil on your fake Twitter accounts and Instagram and wherever else she plies her trade anonymously. Allegedly, speculation. Let's remind you that this is all just speculation and my opinion. And universe is saying, why don't you get out and actually do something instead of talking about what you are doing? So, why Harry and not Meghan? Why has Harry been wheeled out for this and not Meghan? There he is, the Hermit. And the Hermit here is a very interesting depiction in this Knights Templar Tarot, carrying that cross. And there is the holy city in the distance that he is approaching. Very powerful imagery in this card. They are trying to sell him as a kind of a visionary and almost repentant of his sins, and he is having this to mix 1,000 metaphors, but he's having this come to Jesus moment, this road to Damascus moment. St. Paul had that moment of very powerful awakening, and this is what Prince Harry is having, this very powerful awakening. This is the PR. This is not what his internal thought process is. This is what is going on. He is your savior. He is the one who has made these sacrifices. He is the one lighting the way, because this is what the hermit does. He normally has a lantern, and he goes within, he goes out into the wilderness, and he contemplates and he meditates and he fasts, and he has insights and realizations, and they're trying to tell us how profound he is, how wise he is. He is your savior. Follow, and you too will be saved. That is a very powerful image, this very powerful message that they're trying to portray, that Prince Harry is the successor to Nelson Mandela at some level. And they really are trying very hard to portray Harry and Meghan as sort of evangelical leaders at some level. Very interesting what's going on behind the scenes with them, the energy, the motivation, the backers, all of that. Here it is. It's out, it's loud and proud. Universe has been very clear today in what it thinks and what it wants us to see and what it wants us to know. So how does Meghan feel about being on the sideline, waiting in the wings? No doubt she will be on stage as she was at the Invictus Games when she introduced Prince Harry, and she made sure that all eyes were on her, and including the Netflix cameras. How does she feel about not being the one that is actually giving the speech? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse is a waste of time and effort. Not happy about it. Rather not be there. That's for sure. Seven of Pentacles, when it's upright, it's your harvest card. You've done your work. You've accumulated stuff. Now you are harvesting it. You are taking stock. You are counting how much you've got. Is it enough? Have you accumulated enough to see you through the long, hard winter that's coming up? And when it's in the reverse, no, you don't have enough. It's a return on investments, and it's a very poor return on investment. She feels that she's the one who's done all the work. She probably got the gig for him. I'm sure he didn't think of it. He wasn't even probably aware that there was such a thing as Mandela Day. And she probably was, because now she, of course, is taking great advantage of the fact that she is biracial. She got her NAACP award, as I say, and now Mandela Day, another thing that she can exploit. United Nations, you're very keen on the United Nations. There's a lot of talk that they perhaps are going to move to New York so that she can get some sort of position at the UN, and then of course they would be very important people again and get free security and be able to swan around and tell us all how amazing they are and how dreadful we are. My opinion, and let's remind you again that this is all just my opinion for entertainment purposes, but there it is, not a happy woman. It's going to cost her a lot to buy that Dior outfit. I'm sure Dior right now is not very pleased with her after her display at the Jubilee celebrations last month. So maybe she's going to actually have to pay some money to buy something. And there, it's dropping money. here comes the dog again to give his opinion on all of this. I'm feeling a little bit sour as I'm doing this reading. It's been a funny day. This is the only reading of today. It's unfortunately all I have time for, but let's bang on with it. Why? Why are the Harkles feeling it is necessary to do this and put themselves there? And she's come out again. The card that went flying under the table and got stuck, and I had to climb under the table, take off my microphone and climb under the table and actually get a pen to fish it out from the crack that it managed to land in. The Queen of Wands. It's all about the Queen of Wands. It's all about Meghan Markle. It's all about her need for publicity, for drama, for notice, for attention. She is very, very busy with her PR at the moment. So busy, it's ridiculous. And as I say, we know what's coming up in the next month or so, the Earthshot tour of the United States with Prince William and Catherine, and the Harkles are scrambling for attention right now, scrambling for any scraps that they can possibly find to make themselves feel better and to make themselves seem important. Outcome, how's it going to go? What are people going to think of this? Is it going to be a brilliant speech that changes the world? One of those speeches, I have a dream kind of a speech that 50, 60 years later people are going to be talking about, kids are going to be learning about in school, if there is still in school and kids are still learning in 50 or 60 years time. Nine of Swords in reverse is not going to go well, that's for sure. Nine of Swords is the nightmare card. Lying awake, tossing and turning, and stressing about things, very worried about things. It has come out in the reverse, which you could interpret as saying you're getting over a stressful situation and no longer worried about things. But my opinion, my reading, based on the cards that have gone before, not going to help. It might in fact make it even worse at some level. The stress and the anxiety and the worry after the speech could be even worse than before. And this is a male energy that has showed up. He's showed up here, Prince Harry. Nelson Mandela showed up in the center of this reading as not a happy man at all. Well, universe. Here is Prince Harry, tossing and turning. Tossing and turning and tossing and turning, and really wondering how he landed up in this mess at an informal gathering of the United Nations at 10 o'clock in the morning, probably while people are still getting their morning coffee and milling around and noise, and the Netflix cameras are rolling, trying to make it look like the Harkles are important. And Meghan is sort of elbowing him and pushing him forward and hissing at him and reminding him not to say words funny, and to try and look interested and not to get that vacant look that he got in all those Zoom calls during the lockdown, when they were endlessly doing Zoom calls, and he became known as Hostage Harry because he was always behind that, in front of that weird blank wall, that cream wall that people said was in the basement somewhere, that Meghan let him out only very occasionally for a bit of sunlight, an hour of exercise every day, if that. Hostage Harry. There he is. That's your reading, and thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.